Greetings, one and all. And today we have charming and inspiring young professional with us, and his smile keeps me motivated and talks to him. And in fact, me and Lucky got connected a couple of months back when I was in India. So he has the infectious energy to get connected and help anyone and everyone. Just to give a Lucky's background, true to a Canadian life, he is an immigrant, came from Africa just 3.5, 4 years back, and he just started everything right from the beginning. And today he is a software professional, and he is a community leader, and he's also photographer. He never just let go his passion, whatever be that. Weekend is meant for his hobbies. I was asking him what is that, can we meet on weekend? He said no, Sunday is for my photography, I will love to do that. So that's Lucky. So and in this he also makes sure he helps each and every person whomever he gets that. So it's a really pleasure and privilege to walk through his journey. Last week, we were able to bring Anna, where we are able to showcase how the Canadian ecosystem helps everybody to find their own journey in the career. And we have walked through the resources, tools, etc. And today we thought, why do we just go somewhere else? We are just going to walk through the living example in front of you, who's Lucky, how he started the journey, and how are you just looking at that. That's what we are going to do that. Once again, Lucky, welcome and thank you so much. You've been a passion for us to figure it out how the journey can be so easy. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate the platform and the opportunity. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Lucky. Thank you so much. Right. So, as we were just discussing about that, the audience today, they're going to hear the two side of the story. It's like a typically when we wanted to define the timeline, we say before Christ, ADBC, right? That's what we just do that. Like that, I'm just going to take your life story to the audience before you just come
Okay.
to Canada. Tell us about who you were and what did you do about it, and then we will just start the journey after you reach Canada. So before Canada, tell me about yourself, Lucky.
Yeah, so I came into Canada in 2019, and prior to that, I'm from Nigeria. I lived in Lagos, not Lagos exactly, in the sub Mowe before. That's the name of the place. I grew up most of my teenage years. And, I started having the passion to do things from a very young age. I've always loved to volunteer. I've always loved to help in any capacity I can. And to my surprise, I mean, no surprise per se, for most of the teams I've been in, I'm always the youngest. I'm always like the smallest among the team because from a very young age, I've loved to raise my hand for things. I've loved to like anywhere I can help. Do you need me to carry this? Do you need me to assist with this? Do you need me to do with this? And I think that particular trait has followed me even up to my current year, where I just try to involve myself in different things just to help myself and just to help the community in general. And from a very young age, I've loved computers. I've always been fascinated about anything tech, let's say like the mobile phone, like anything. So even at the age of like 12, 13, 14, I've always been the one to help people around me. Like probably, oh, you need to type your letter, you need to send an email, you need to configure your internet, you need to do this, you need to do that. I've always done that. Like I practically grew up in a cyber cafe, and I started. Uh, I've always loved technology, definitely. But then I went to a cyber school, per se, like all those local school where they teach how to on your computer, how to use Microsoft Word, how to use PowerPoint. So I went there. I think when I was probably like 13 there about 13, 14, and during my study there, I learned most of the base knowledge that I have right now, like the practical, the foundational knowledge of computer. And over time, I eventually that was where I actually started my work experience. I was hired by the cyber school to teach others how to properly use this tool, how to properly use Microsoft Word, how to use PowerPoint, how to use Excel, how to type, how to set up their email, how to configure their computers. And yeah, that was where everything started. So since then, I knew whatsoever I want to go to do in the future, it definitely has to be in the line of computers. Like I've had the passion about the foundational knowledge. Like I've helped several people do their things with the computer. Although it's completely different from coding and programming, but still like the passion was there, the seed was there, and definitely. So I started there, and I think then I was still in secondary school. In my secondary school, I was literally the one in charge of the computer lab. Like, so whenever the schools have things to type or they need to print, they would just say, "Go call Lucky, go call Tucker. He's the one in charge of this." So I was practically in charge of the lab and everything. So yeah, the passion for computer has always been there. The passion for tech has always been there. And after that, I then worked with I say Marathon Without Praise, which is a church organization. And basically, what we do is we plan events, an annual event. So it's very, so each year it increases. So I joined them when they were at like 73 hours of praise. So then the next year it was 74 hours, non-stop praise, 75 hours, 76 hours, 80 hours. And each of those events for each year, it's an event that happens several places in the world. Like when I joined initially, it was around 5 countries, and when I was living there, it was over like 30 different countries across the world. And what I did with them was I basically helped with everything, like anything. That was where that was where my creative side. That was where I trained my creative side in terms of being a photographer, like taking pictures behind the scene, assisting in like things to do. I learned how to design, so Photoshop, graphic design I did, motion design, After Effects, learning how to create those motions and animations to see, video editing. So it was during that space where I just tried to attach myself with different things, and that was definitely one of the things that equipped me with what I have right now. And yeah, so that I was there until 2019 when I came to when I came to Canada. And yeah, so when I came to Canada, definitely I had to
And
settle
I'm
there.
going to interrupt here to understand your after Canada. We are going to deep dive into a little later. But then I would like to just share the information what you have just given to the
Yeah,
audience. As a kid, you're curious about knowing about the computer. You just converted that as cyber security and talk about it and helping the people about it, right? So you're able to build that. And if today, if you just look at that, it's nothing. It's a small
mm,
help where you're just helping the people, taking a printout and helping them, doing the
yeah,
Microsoft project, helping the kids. But that's how everybody starts in the beginning. There is nothing that we need to have a big things we need to know. Especially, I would like to bring this attention to the college students who comes over here with a hope to just build anything and everything. Nothing starts as a big scale at all.
at all.
It starts from the small thing. For example, the other information you gave is as a event coordinator, you handle anything and everything from the smaller event to a bigger event and take it everything to just go with the curiosity. I can do it, I will do it, I should do it.
Definitely, definitely,
Right?
definitely.
So that is the, I would say for me, that is an attitude
Mm,
to showcase that yes, we can just do that, that builds that. So that was the because I was really happy to look at your LinkedIn profile, the way you have just built it, right? Close to around 7 8 of a volunteer experience, and your total experience itself is 12 12 12 type of experience over there in the last 4 5 years, which is
yes,
amazing, right? And everything you are able to meticulously to do that, and around 50 plus skills you have added. Right? So amazing. So all it requires is a attention to detail to build your profile, and at the same time, it's not about you building, you're also coming out to helping others.
yes, yes.
So amazing just to look at that. So you just build that, but then I have a question.
Yeah.
How did you come to Canada, and what was your inspiration to come to Canada? Because after coming over here as well, the journey was tough to you. I couldn't
Yep.
see that you just finished the college and you just joined. No, it didn't happen like that. At least for 3 years a row, I was looking at your professional journey, one after another. As a child climbing a step, you were just doing it. So now, Seneca College, after you joined,
Yeah.
what happened? Where are you today? Now tell me that.
Sure. So, firstly, I would like to say, me coming into Canada, I had my family here, so I just came to join my family over here. So, but in terms of the progression of things, so when I came in, I finished my high school 2016, and for some reason, like due to the educational system in Nigeria, it isn't as easy per se to like just transition into the university. So I had to delay all my plans for that until I arrived here in 2019. So when I arrived at that point, I couldn't exactly use my or high school certificate to apply and stuff. So I had to do a program with Seneca College called the Y2P Youth to Post Secondary Program. So during the program, it was supposed to be a year-long course, and for some reason, I was able to finish it within the first 6 months. And while while during the course of the program manager was like, okay, Lucky, we see what you're doing. We like how you're active in class. We love your energy. We love how you relate to your colleagues, how you explain things to them. Why don't you become a peer tutor at the college? Like, why don't you get hired by the college itself to help others understand the subject matters properly? And I did that for even after I graduated, they called me back. Like, we still need to mentor the other new people coming in, and I was there for like about a year thereabout. I was a peer mentor there, just helping my colleagues understand what is being taught, like, or the mathematics questions. These are the things that are required for the English. These are what's required for computer. Definitely, I'm good at that. So these are the things we need to do. This is what we need to do. This is what we need to design. Yeah, it was just amazing to just feel like me coming in as a student. I had no hope. I had nothing like I had no thought that I would be hired by Seneca College definitely to be a PM intern. And for some reason, God did it, and I'm so appreciative for the opportunity.
I probably interrupt here, Lucky. It's not for some reason, right? Right? I would like to tell you about it. Look at that. It's a 1 year course. You were able to do it in 6 months. And then that extra time helped you to just build your career to start as a faculty over there to help them. Right? So you could have also done it. Okay, it's a 1 year course. You can also do it in 1 year, right? You never just done that. So that is a one. And again, the way they observed you are energetic and you are just able to do that. It's just not me alone. Everybody just says that, right? So that's another part of it. So again, I would like to take a pass and then give that information to our college students, because basically the entire program we wanted to just help is every college students can find their passion and build that,
Yes,
and
yes.
people around us always helping, but provided they show that the first step.
Uh-huh.
And
Yes.
that's what you have just done it, right? You have just finished that early and you went ahead and then just showcase your attitude as well as the energy, and other people are started keep helping you. Please go
Yes.
ahead. I just wanted to give you that logical way. It just not somehow it happened with the
Yeah.
purpose and the
Yes.
intent. Go ahead, Lucky.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So yeah, so after Seneca, I got into Seneca September of 2019, and by the next year, I think by March thereabout, I was done with my program, and I was able to apply to Umber College for September 2020, where I started my studies at Umber. So at that point, like I mentioned, like I was still like a payment at I was still payment at Seneca, even though I was in Umber at that time. I was still like mentoring the new grads entering into Seneca College. And yeah, it was interesting being able to share the knowledge, being able to like help them through their programs, help them explain, help them understand like, the different courses going through. And at the point where, when I was almost finishing at Seneca, I was like, what other way can I continue this legacy? How can I keep helping people? How can I keep sharing my knowledge in mathematics at the time? Like, how can I keep like improving people in that thing? And that's when I discovered Super Prof. So I was on Super Prof as well open students, like, oh, if you have any questions regarding this, anything mathematics in that thing, like, just reach out to me. I'm always here. And I think I did that for about a year as well. And I just kept teaching, kept giving out knowledge, and it's a fulfillment thing for me because it feels so good when you empower people. You know, when people are like, oh, before they don't know this thing, but because you explain to them, now they have the idea, now they know, now they're into it, now they master it. You understand? So it's always nice to see, always nice to see that. And yeah, so then after that, then the summer of 2022, not 2021, yeah. So the summer of 2021, then I joined Wendy's, and it wasn't exactly an interesting. It wasn't exactly an interesting career path, definitely, but at the time, definitely something to continue, definitely something to carry on, and I believe that was also like a preparatory stage for me. That was like something to keep me grounded. You understand? Although there's a brighter future in front, but you have to pass through. You have to pass through some process before you arrive to where you need to be. Understand? And I was at Wendy's for 6 months. It was 6 months of 6 months of everything, like because that was like my first ever. You know, aside from the college, aside from the online tutor, that was like forced into actual the real world and the real career, path, like the real thing per se. So it was different for me. Like it wasn't what I'm used to being a computer instructor. You understand, being in the office helping people, like being a college mentor, or being in the classroom helping colleagues. It wasn't. It was completely different, and I definitely adapted to it. And then I was also at school because it was from summer till the fall semester. So I was also at school, so I would go to school, finish my classes sometimes at 7, 8, 9. I mean, let's finish my classes at because during while I was working at Wendy's, most of my shift I made the evening shift, so which is 7 to 2 a.m. So on the days when my classes are in the evenings, I don't work. But on the days when my classes are probably in the morning, so imagine I work from 7 to 2 a.m. in the night, and I also have to wake up for my 8 a.m. class as well. And I also ensure all my coding assignments, my programming assignment, and try to keep everything in check. And it was so many things to balance at the same time. But definitely because I knew this is a process, this has to be done in order to achieve what I need to. And it was definitely something that even from my passion more to ensure that this study you're studying, you need to make sure you get something out of it because you can't see yourself being in this position for a long time. Understand? Like you can't see yourself being here. So the passion, like what was the experience definitely prompted more hard work from me, prompted more more energy for me to actually like focus on my studies because I know I don't want to be in this position for too long. Me being here is just a process for me. Me being here doesn't mean I need to be here. This is just a step for me in order to go. You understand? So yeah, it wasn't easy. Definitely, that was one of the semesters where even my grades at school definitely knew that something was wrong. You understand? So, but then I was grateful for the experience, grateful for the amazing people I worked with. You understand? But then like it's something that it's a process definitely, and anybody that is actually currently in the process, I will only just advise you to don't look at it as a bad thing. Look at it as a training, as your stepping stone to success. Because I know it is not easy to stand on your feet for 7 hours because I work for like a 7 hour shift and you only get to sit for 30 minutes. Imagine like standing all through and doing things. I was flipping burgers like with the eat, with everything, like standing all through those process and this is not where I want to be for so long. I need to definitely study. I need to definitely prepare. I need to definitely apply. I need to definitely reach out. I need to definitely do all the right things that will ensure my success not to be for so long. So I was able to use that passion to transition myself where I got
Awesome.
my first.
Lovely. Great. All right. So the hunger of growing as well as never ever give up. Hard work always gives a credit for us coming back to us, right? It never just disappoints us. So that is what I was able to get that by hearing your story, right? 7 to 8 hours standing and coming to the college, and then don't want to just leave the college, still come with the flying colors to just do the justice for what you are just studying about it. Awesome and amazing, Lucky. This is going to be something where people can take a cue out of it while they are, because I always believe people who are in college, if they get that 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, whatever is their number of years, that's a golden period.
Mhm.
Golden period, because always the study doesn't take 8 hours in a day for them. Hardly it just takes 2 3 hours, or if you put it across the week, they hardly need a 12 to 15 hours max.
Mm.
Rest is
Mm.
there in their hand. It's up to them how they wanted to utilize and find. But sometimes what happens, though every uh, a child who are in college, or student rather, I don't want to say them as a child, every student in the college have the intention to just do that. Sometimes they don't get the cue of it, how to do that.
Mm. Yes, yes,
Right,
sure.
because one, they may not have the hunger. The second, even if they have a hunger, they don't know where to approach, how to get that. So
Sure,
now
sure.
I'm going to pick up your information. Now you also help an enormous kind of a college students to do that, right? So if a
Yeah,
student start, let's take it from the first year, year one. If the
yes,
student in year one and they have a 4 to 3 to 5 years of a college duration, whatever they enrolled,
yeah.
can they just build, because every semester, as I said, 15 to 20 hours is what they needed max. Balance,
Mm.
where can they find, how can they just do their utilization of in the college itself? If they just say that in the 3 years, 4 years, every semester they are also able to add one volunteer, that's a great way.
Definitely, definitely, definitely.
How can they find out? So just tell us that information for every college student.
Definitely. So, in terms of utilizing your time and in terms of volunteering and adding skills, internet is free. That's the bottom line of everything. Like whatsoever thing you need to know. For example, oh, I'm in my first year of program, and I know before I graduate, I need job experience. I need something to show that actually I'm an expert in this role. Understand? It might not necessarily be an internship. Understand? It could also just be anything just to prove my expertise in this. Definitely check online, check around you, just ask for non-profit organizations close to me, non-profit organizations near me, and I'm talking from a developer standpoint right now. You get those list of organizations, you reach out to them, you get their email, you're like, hi, my name is Lucky Osunbiyi. I'm a first year student at Umba College studying computer programming. I see your website is beautiful, but I would also love to volunteer my skills in order to build more products to help your organization. Nobody will say no to you donating for free. Nobody will say no to you willing to donate your time, to donate your energy, to donate your effort. You understand? But you just have to reach out first. You just have to let them know that you are available. And at the end of the day, you could add that project to you could add it to your resume, and you could also showcase it to to employers or to like colleagues, and people be like, okay, you do this, and also depending on the size of the non-profit you're approaching, it could be a global project that will be useful for like hundreds of thousands of people across the world. Understand? But the key thing definitely is be willing to give out your time, be willing to give out your effort, be willing to give all your energy without expecting anything in return. Understand? Always just remind yourself the reason why you're doing it. You are doing this number one to improve your skills. Number two, you are doing it to help people who don't have the kind of things you have. To donate, that's your own form. Even if you're not donating monetarily, even if you're not donating from your pocket, you're donating from your sweat, you're donating from your knowledge, you're donating from expertise. You understand? To help people to improve their life. You understand? And number three, definitely you're doing it as well to increase the visibility of your name, because whenever people ask those NGOs or those organizations who built this for you, they're like, oh, it's that guy Lucky. He's such a good kid. He helped us. That's a good thing to you. That adds to your social credit, you understand? So be willing to reach out to organizations, be willing to volunteer your skills, be willing to provide solutions that you know you can, you understand, anytime you can.
Brilliant. Brilliant, Lucky. Just to summarize in a quick way, to just tell them, go as a volunteer for an NGO and tell them you're available for so on so. Even if you don't have a skill, the moment you say, hey, and so on so, and I'm willing to give my time, whatever is the work, that just helps. But I love the way you just push it across the three things what should motivate, right? The first one is it improves you to add the skill or learn the skill. That's number one. And number two, just because it is free, even if they say no, nothing you're going to lose.
Nothing.
You're not going to ask anything. You're saying, I am giving. And it's up to them to just take it or leave it, right? It is that way. Also, you're just going ahead and helping other people to say that I wanted to help. That shows you're building that characteristics of community bonding and involving yourself to do that. And I love the third point, build your social visibility.
Mm-hmm.
Keep coming and then saying that I did that, so that when somebody wants to hire you, the next place where they're going to look at you is LinkedIn.
Definitely,
Right?
definitely.
That's what I was saying. About 50 skills has been added in Lucky's profile to see that, right? So that's the kind of a visibility. And if somebody endorses you saying that, hey, you have done this, I am very happy about it, you're done with that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So building your skills, building your volunteer experience, building your what do you say, a different type of organization experience, whatever you do, come back and then keep talking about genuinely helping others while you're just growing is the way forward. So happy to hear that the three pointers, what you have just said about that, right? And other things, you also said that internet is the world.
Mm-hmm.
You can just go and look at that. But one more pointer I would like to add for people who are listening, the college goers, even their friends group, it need not be always about talking about what was the movie, what was the things, Insta, what is the trending things going on. It's also about asking about their circle, their network, and their parents network, or they where they hang around. They will get to know about it. Even if they're shy about getting into that, is considered as personal, they can
Yes,
go back to the college professor
yes,
or the
yes.
college network, whatever they have, a volunteer organization, clubs, and etc. That should give them the clarity for them to look at that, how their time would be productive other than wasting, not studying and wasting in front of the computer doing the games. All right. So that
Yes,
would be the good way. Thanks for just briefing that. So now I understood that part of it. Now let's do the other important question. I have a curiosity too. One, I do see in your profile, you're still a
yes,
freelancer for some of the activity, maybe for
yes,
your coding, website activity. Because of the
yes,
passion, you do that. And I do see your photography as your again living work for you, where that is your passion goes over there.
yes,
On top
yes,
of it, you are working in BMO as a software professional. The
yes,
third hat what you are wearing it, and
yes,
even in that professional network, you just go and become a co-chair to just invite and be a mentor or a buddy for your first year students who are
yes,
just joining over
yes,
there. On
yes.
on all top of it, you also have a time to come back to the community members and helping. Give me your time management now.
Every single time I meet anybody, every single time I'm in any discussion, that is always the question being asked: that how do you manage your time? How do you get things done? And my answer always is, to be honest, I myself, I'm still looking for the answer. Like, I'm still confused because I don't know exactly, but I think for me it is usually, I just try to remind myself the reason why for things, like the reason for doing things. There are some things definitely that I used to do more often, and I've slowed down a little bit. Definitely, I observe that. But that's also because there are other things as well going on as well that definitely needs the time and everything. So usually I don't have like a professionally planned or like a professionally written out schedule. But I just try to remind myself the reason for this. Or for me, being a director at coffee, understand? Oh, I know that the reason for me being there is just to help the black community, help them connect them with opportunities, and give them a sense of community. So this is my reason for doing it. For me being in PIL, I know me being a director of partnerships is me just helping the community, helping the homeless people, like just providing materials that will definitely help them and advance them, you understand? So that's my reason for being there. And I know me being a photographer, that is definitely a personal reason. Sharpening my creative skills and just being versatile, not being only just a coder, but also being a creative side to things, you understand? And definitely me being a BMO, that's my 95, that's my devoted. You understand? So that's the prime one, you understand? But then everything definitely just, I remind myself about the importance of things, and I know I need to do this in order to get this particular result. Same for my LinkedIn. I know I need to be active on LinkedIn to get this particular result. You understand? So I know I can't just open my LinkedIn. I can't just forsake it and expect to still. You understand? So I know that at least once in a while, I need to come on there to share at least my knowledge, which is with God's grace, always something to share. You understand? So I just remind myself about the things I need to do, not necessarily like a plan, not necessarily like a plan journal, but sometimes I actually do journal. I like in the morning, I like, oh, list of things to do. I list out everything, but I'm not exactly as consistent as that. But still, I try to do as much as I can with the little time I have, or PIR, coffee, new grad, BMO FYP, this, and that, just as much as I can with the limited time I can, definitely.
Great. And I really love the honesty of even I'm confused, right? I love that honesty where you were just able to open up. That's the reality. But park that aside, and I'll come back to that point where that is going to lead to that. But before that, the moment you decide yourself, I am here to help others, so you are able to pull out some time in spite of the other schedule. Oh, this I can't ignore, I need to be part of that. It just gives you the urge for you to just move forward. That's the one part of it. And photography, whatever it is, that I cannot live, that is my passion. So regardless of that, that is going to be my bread and butter. I will take care of my creative thought of it. That also, it just adds in your to-do list some time to be just given, so that you break out of the monotony of what you are just doing as a traditional one, and you come back to your own space to enjoy who you are. That just builds the other part of it. On top of it, you being the professional software professional, you are just being in the organization to help. Just
Okay.
because you're juggling these three, eventually it also helps to build the credibility,
Mm.
right? So that just logically fits into that. I understand where you are just looking. All I am just trying to do all the three together in the same space. Where am it is quite natural. And as we just discussed about it, that is where the next level of the career transition, which is you're going to look into that, right? You just started the career as a software professional. Now it will lead into maybe a startup ecosystem, maybe becoming an architect, or leaving everything together, doing something on your personal side of it. That is where it's just going to unravel. Do you have a mentors, Lucky, for you?
Yes, I have so many people that I look up to, and like I don't necessarily have one per se. I have several people who I go to for advice and like for support, and you understand. But out of everybody per se, there's someone that is always there to like reach out, or like he's always there to like answer questions and to like just support and just to like guide through and stuff. And I appreciate him definitely for being able to do so. But like I said, like for each of the different things I do, most of them are completely different from each other. Like being a software developer is different from being a photographer. Those are two different career paths. And being on a non-profit board is completely different from being a software developer and being and so for each of those focus area, there are different people who are actually look up to, who are specialized and who for them. That's like their own bread and butter. And I just try as much to keep those relationships going on, going back to ask questions, going back to ask for clarifications, for guidance, and for support.
Lovely, right? So, this is another important key message. We need to just make sure everybody has their own mentor to just uh, grow themselves. And the more and more you approach other people, can you help? People love to come back because people, some of the people are literally looking for helping, but they don't know to whom they have to do that. Unless somebody asks, they can't volunteer, can I help you? That is also possible, but it is really makes life easy when you go and ask, I am looking for so and so. 15 minutes of your time,
Yes.
say more, 15 minutes. Or even if you find 15 is difficult, ask for 10 minutes with one question, and they will give you 20 to 30 minutes, right?
True.
So
That's an
that that's a simple recipe. You ask for 10 minutes with one question. They will come back to answer that one question, but they'll spend you a 20 to 30 minutes easily. Sometimes it's a 40 to 45 minutes. Right, that's the best way. And thanks to know about it. Your mentors were in NGO, you have a separate mentors, and photography you have a different software professional, you do have that. Amazing to know about it. And really, we have just coming to the end of the session. Just the final wrap out, I would like to hear from you before we just get into the end of the session. Give
sure.
us the resources for the community member as a newcomers who are looking for a job. Give me a cheat sheet. I have like Lucky, someone is landing and they need to just get back to the college. Sorry, they have to just finish their college and then get into the job. What is the cheat sheet or a template they should follow?
Yeah, so for me, my main and like my prime tip sheet was definitely LinkedIn. And I don't know, like my LinkedIn, everything you're saying right now, literally, we're in June now. So as at this time last year, let's say it started like a month ago. So it started like, technically about probably like 2 months ago. Probably I started like around April of 2022. So meaning prior to that, it was literally as neutral as anybody's LinkedIn could be. I had about like 70 followers, or like 70 connections, not much. So technically from the base. And one way I was able to actually like utilize it was first of all knowing I know that after graduation, I want to learn something. So how best can I connect to recruiters? How best can I get to know about opportunities? You understand? So what I did then was I just searched on the bar. I searched for recruiters in Toronto. I connected with a lot of them. I connected with several of them. I sent so many messages. Most of them didn't respond, which is totally normal. But few of them that respond, you understand, they were able to like give some tips and some advice that definitely I utilized that helped me. But another thing that happened with that is me following several of them, my whole feed changed, like my whole LinkedIn feed changed because now like a greater percentage of my connections are recruiters. So if they are hiring for any position in their organization, they share it first. So I have like a front row, like a first class ticket to see, oh, okay, this person is hiring for this particular position at this organization, or this one is hiring at this organization. So the fact that I follow them, it changed my perspective of job search. So now I don't necessarily have to wait on the career page and reloading. I know whenever this particular recruiter is hiring for a position, she posts about it because that's her own 9 to 5, that's a job, that's his genuine sense. So the moment they post about it, I apply immediately. I go into their DM and just let them know, oh, this particular job posting you shared recently, I'm super interested in it. I applied to it, this and that. And you understand? So there, even if I might not get a job essentially, they will definitely. I have the front row. I have the personal like things in order for them to review. And, oh, okay, I see. Okay, this will work. This won't work. You understand? Compared to not knowing anybody, not knowing anything, and just blindly applying and waiting for a miracle to happen or a magic to happen. Per se. You understand? So I connected with several recruiters definitely, which helped me. And outside of that, I also got to observe. the difference between the different kind of recruiters. Understand? So at the point of connecting with recruiters, I observe that each time I reach out to someone, they'll be like, "Oh, we don't deal with students, we don't deal with new grads. We are only for executive." Okay, okay. Then I changed the tag. Then I now found that some people are talent acquisition specialists, some people are sourcers, some people are early talent, some people are campus recruiters, and there are different layers to the instance, but each of them under different level of different level of recruitment. So then I knew that as a student, if I ever want to get into any organization, I only need to target the campus recruiters of that particular organization. So I started targeting campus recruiters. Just like TD, Scotiabank, everybody, RBC, everybody just getting into different conversation, requesting for 15 minutes and asking, just give me advice or like just help me and you stand and over time I was able to get several help. I mean, not everything definitely landed, you understand, but at least you still get that opportunity to speak to them, you still get that opportunity to get to know them because you getting on call with them, you understand, you are no more a random stranger. Like there's like a one step for the familiarity in that case. So meaning if you come back another time, they might not necessarily remember your first name, but they know, oh, I spoke with this person the other day, or probably you get to meet at an event outdoors and oh we spoke, oh it was nice meeting you. It was nice. Yes, and so there's like a next level of familiarity in that sense. And one thing I also got to observe is how visible you are, your visibility definitely determines your success at the end of the day. Understand? So if you are good, if you are the best person ever, not much people know what you do. You understand? Not much people are familiar to how good you are. Nobody's going to invite you for anything. Nobody's going to ask you for if you're available for opportunities. So that was what prompted me to start posting, and that was what prompted me to start putting myself out there. You understand? So even if I'm not the best candidate, you understand, but still I know that the more I post, the more people get to familiarize themselves with the face, familiarize themselves with the name. Understand? And I know next time I'm applying, and they're like, "Oh, this Lucky, yes, I know this name somewhere." And so, that visibility, that familiarity, that was one of the things that prompted me to be more active. And over time, it's worked definitely, and because me connecting with recruiters for others, the way the connection works, first degree, second degree, third degree. Understand? So if you connect with someone directly, that's first degree. Second degree is who they are connected to. So the fact that I was connected to so many recruiters, for other recruiters, it's a second degree. So it was easy per se. Each time they review my account, they're like, okay, one of my friends is connected to you, so let me give him a chance. So it was easy to connect with them and it was easy to reach out to them in that sense compared to me just being a completely random stranger. So that
Wow.
helped me several times. And yeah, it's LinkedIn is the key tool. You understand? You just need to properly sit down, either find it out yourself, which will take a long time, like it did for me, or reach out to people who properly understand it and learn how to properly utilize it.
Great, great to know about it. So the simple thumb rule we can just tell everybody is connect with Lucky. That's the first thing they should do. Right? So that's the first thing we should just tell them. Everybody connect with Lucky and tell them, "Hey, I just need some time to be with you." So that's a simple thing. But beyond that, what you have just done is amazing to look at that. You selected the different profiles and keep connecting them, and your feed changed based on the connect what you have, and you got that information automatically in one place.
Definitely, even LinkedIn notify you saying, "Oh, your connection posted a job on LinkedIn job board." So you could literally see a job board with zero applicants, like nobody has applied. So if I apply today, the recruiter is literally waiting to see the first person, and they will be there to check. You understand? So it changed everything.
Absolutely. Right. Amazing, right? So this is the simple thing. It's a I would say it's a hack what we can just do that. So today if somebody wanted to just start the journey, if they are in a college, their what is supposed to be get into find out their passion could be their college related what they are pursuing, could be their software or marketing business, whatever they are just pursuing related to that the set of people, and their individual passion, and for community what they can just help, and connecting to the set of a people by going to the first degree, second degree of their connection. That is one. This also gives the other information, as you rightly said about it. If someone wants to know about, for example, let's just talk about a software or a banker or HR, and my aim is to land into the top 20 of the companies,
Yeah.
right? So if that's the case, in that company, who could be the potential person you can just look at them and say hi, hello to them, and give
Yeah.
the same story, right? They could be a HR, they could be a VP, whoever is that manager, anybody, right? Keep connecting them. The moment you go with the one liner, I am a first year student, second year student, I am here to learn from you. Please
Mm-hmm.
advise me.
That,
Love it.
that, that was the line.
That line
That
is amazing. They love it the moment they just hear that. And keep adding. Your target is every week to add 50 people in your profile.
was.
And slowly you will see the change what you are just looking. And the last bit on that part would be, if you just connect with somebody, just don't connect and leave it. Look at their profile, who they connect, what is their interest, what is their group they are belong to.
Yes.
That's a simple thing. You don't need to look for that. If some HR you're just going, oh, they're part of the bigger HR group. Just be over there and look at them. Then all the openings you're also having access to what we are looking for.
Mm.
Right. Amazing journey, Lucky. Indeed, it is a really inspiring every time I speak to you. Your smile and the way you pick it up, it makes me happy to be just explore more and more about it. And really wishing you great success. And we are
Yeah.
all together in your journey as well. Anytime, whatever we can be helpful to you, please
Indeed.
just let us know about it. Happy to support you and wanted to see you growing and helping so many millions of people. It can't be 100, it should be in millions. And I'm sure
Yeah.
you will be able to do that.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Right?
Thank
So,
you for the.
any final departing comments you wanted to inspire our community, Lucky?
Yeah, definitely. So one final thing is, it might be long, it might be early, but know that eventually you will learn something. And for me, most people think it is early because when you look at my profile and say, oh, I graduated last year, I also got the job last year, it feels so close, but you don't know that I've been a year before my actual graduation, I've been applying to the same role, I've been applying to the same thing for the future. And me being at BMO right now, this was like my 11th application that I actually got through. You understand? So it wasn't just a one step thing. It wasn't just and it wasn't just something that you try once and it does and it's worked. You understand? So it takes a lot of dedication. It takes a lot of persistency. It takes a lot of consistency. And all you just have to do is keep your eyes focused and remind yourself the reason why you're doing this. It's that most of us are in Canada yet to provide a better life, a better future for ourselves, for our family, for our future family. You understand? So, the best thing we can just do to offer our future self, you understand, to offer our future self great thing is to keep being persistent, to keep reminding ourselves that hard work eventually pays off, even though it is not today, even though it is not tomorrow. Eventually it will pay off, you understand? I started with Wendy's, which it wasn't my best experience, but due to the passion, due to the things I passed through there, I keep reminding myself that I need to learn this internship, I need to be there, I need to move into the software engineering role, you understand? So let your present situation as well. Let it prompt your energy, let it prompt your passion. Let it be the fire to ignite you all through. Eventually you will get it.
Lovely. I resonate with you. Never ever give up. So you just keep moving and things will fall in place. The more and more you go to our next level to just try it out, that will come. The distance becomes shorter. You will reach the goal quicker as much as possible. And people are around us. The more we get connected with the people and take the help and give the help, the other things also becomes easier. Lovely to be with you in the night, and I'm thankful to you today, spending a time with us to just unravel your story, and you have taken it completely with us, to start from your before and after your Nigeria and the Canada journey, both to us. Thank you
Mhm.
so much, and wishing you all the best. And all our community member happy to just connect with you, and your LinkedIn profile would be visible as well, so that all
Okay.
of us are able to say hi, hello, and keep inspiring us, Lucky, as always. Wishing you all the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the opportunity. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Lovely. Take care and lovely. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
You too. Take care. Bye.
Yeah. Bye. Bye.